Hello, replay people in Saxonburg, Pennsylvania. You know, my old stomping grounds, my Western Pennsylvania roots, I dig up here every time I visit. And this time I am digging up historical roots because history is so important. And I know that you guys love it when I do history shows. I love it when I do history shows. I'm a huge history buff. So I'm just waiting for my audience to come on right now. And there's Darla. Hello, Darla. So are you ready to learn some history? Because today's history lesson is going to be about pioneer women. Women who, the reason that we're all standing here doing our thing is because of them. Okay, Darla, but you're the first one. So let's wait till some more people come on. And while we do, hi Fred, and I wanted to let you know that today we are in the Saxonburg Museum. And this museum is in the middle of this very little town right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, called Saxonburg. And it might be a little town, but when it comes to history, this is probably one of the most important towns, not just in the country, but maybe in the world, because a lot of things began here that you might not even like fathom or be like that little town and that's where it came from. You're going to be very surprised. So before we go any further, I want to introduce you to my dear friend Molly Nowakowski. And Molly is the docent. Well, you tell us what you do here, because she's not just a history buff, but she lives this history. I mean,
Live it and breathe.
it's so important to her. Here, let's get the camera a little bit more on you now. Here, go ahead. Take the floor.
Take the floor, have the floor in the museum. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the beautiful museum here in Saxonburg, PA. My name is Molly Nowakowski. I am honored to do a historical portrayal of Emily Roebling. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Emily Roebling, the wire rope was invented here in Saxonburg by her father-in-law, and it was completed the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. And her journey along the way, actually, how she helped complete the Brooklyn Bridge when her father-in-law passed away. Her husband became ill, and what happened? A woman had to take it up. And she took it and she owned it. And that's why we have this beautiful legacy here in Saxonburg for the Roebling family. And to think it all started here, but with that woman, Emily Roebling.
That is
It's,
such a great
isn't that
introduction to
amazing?
Emily. But you know, the thing about that we're going to learn more about Emily was not just the woman as a
Mm-hmm.
historical figure, but Emily as a woman,
As in,
as a woman who had a full life and a wonderful family
mm-hmm.
behind her, which also, you know, that's the thing. A lot of people, and I often talk about being adopted, you know, and we learned a little bit about, did you know that this month in Butler is foster child aware?
Yes, I
So
follow that.
yeah, so I
Amazing.
love that too. And the thing is
Mm-hmm.
that nobody gets along through life without family behind
Exactly.
them. And you could be an orphan,
Mm-hmm.
you can be adopted,
Mm-hmm.
but you get where you are because of the people who see a
Mm-hmm.
spark in you or something
Mm-hmm.
important that, you know,
Exactly.
and know that you're going to do something great with the rest of, you
And
know,
and to
your
have
life.
that faith in a child and to grow them through life together, it's amazing. A family isn't just blood, as you well know.
So true.
As
So
you
true.
well
As
know.
I well know. I know.
My Jilly girl.
Yeah,
The,
yeah.
the families and the adoption and through foster and adoption is just so important, and it's a journey of a child, and to be part of that is just an amazing journey. Love
It really is,
it.
but it also is something that is important to our future. And we were talking earlier about how interesting it is that we can never go back to the past,
Mm-hmm.
and we can actually never go to the future.
Mm-hmm.
We only have the present. But
Mm-hmm.
so did these historical figures.
Exactly.
Everyone lives in the present,
Mm-hmm.
and every day is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much you can do with that. And when it comes to kids, you have to feed them the right information and the right
Exactly.
knowledge, or you ruin them
Exactly.
because they are so what's the word? They're moldable,
Yes,
they're
I don't want to say that they're a
impressionable.
sponge, but they
Well,
truly
they
are.
are definitely
They can
sponges.
absorb the negative and the positive,
Mm-hmm.
and our job is to feed them the negative so they can be their own adults and carry on the legacy someday on their own.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so that's why we talk about history like this,
Yes.
because we want to paint you a picture
Mhm.
of not just the things that these people did, but who these people were
Where they came
and
from,
where they
their
came from.
roots.
Yeah, their
It's
roots.
so important to
Exactly.
get back to our roots.
And their lives and
Yes.
what they thought about, and why did they do these great things?
Mhm.
Because everybody can do great things. Every one of us has this
Yes, the gift.
capability, but we just have to be inspired.
You have to be inspired, and if you have somebody that starts that spark, then look what it can start. It's
Exactly.
amazing. It can
Exactly.
start a continuation, and it's that spark,
Mm-hmm.
Jelly. We start that spark, and that's so
Mm-hmm.
important.
With that said, I'm going to
Yes.
give you the floor and I'm going to let you tell these guys about Emily Roebling's life, her early life,
Yes, I would
and
love
how
to.
she became the woman eventually who married into this amazing family.
Yes,
All right,
I would love
I'm
that.
gonna let you go. And by the way, you guys know this is an interactive show, so if you have anything you'd like to ask, you go right ahead. Wait, what's going on, Trey? Hi, Trey. You were in the hospital. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. So that's the other thing. And also
Hmm.
I've been teaching Molly how to do shows
Yes.
because she wants to do podcasts too for history.
Hmm.
And so one of the things that we're doing with this show is actually training Molly to do shows
Yes.
too. So this is sometimes when you do a show and you have
Mhm.
followers who you know and you love and they are
Our
family,
family.
sometimes they have situations go on in their lives and they will bring that up in the middle of a show.
Oh, I love that. I love
So
to feel what everyone's feeling because you and I, we love to feel other people's feelings and help along the
exactly,
way. We're all family. So, and
exactly.
I'm learning from the best. Am I not? I'm learning from the best. Thank you.
So, but that's why when we do the
Yes,
beach report, we do sometimes have to acknowledge
of
that
course.
Trey was in the hospital.
Yes.
Ashley's having twins.
Ashley.
So yeah, she just found out she's having twins. Hi, Ryan.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And yeah, so we kind of catch up on everybody.
Definitely.
And then we've got like I told
Oh my God.
I was telling her about the trolls. So here's Darren
Hi,
wants to
Darren.
see bare feet,
Okay.
such a troll thing to do,
There
Darren.
you
But
go, Darren.
thank you for showing Molly what a troll looks like, because
Thank
I
you.
did warn her that you would be on.
And
So,
we roll with it. So there you go.
but then we have Darla, and she's a wonderful mod. So
Oh,
Darla will make sure to keep our chat safe. But
thank you, darling.
at least Darren's comments are pretty mild with the
Yes.
bare feet.
There you go. We'll
But
have
no, Darren, we won't be showing you our feet.
not
No.
today. No.
No,
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 yeah,
no.
and we're not in Florida,
No,
so,
not
but, I mean, it does
no
happen.
beach
I'm
feet.
not saying it doesn't happen, but,
If we're in
yeah,
Florida, maybe.
right, but it's not appropriate at all here, so. Hi, Solar. Okay, so again, I am going to give Molly the floor here, and she's gonna tell you about the early life. So this is a story time, actually. This is
Mhm.
a biography, yeah, biography.
A
Yeah,
biography.
like autobiographies about yourself,
Right.
biographies
Biography.
about others.
Living
Yeah,
history.
living history.
I'll
So,
explain why I'm not an Emily Roebling attire right now.
oh
I did
yeah,
Punxsutawney with
that's
the Amish.
yeah. No, that's the other thing about
Yes.
Molly because she does reenactments, and when she reenacts, like you believe that she is
Thank
from the
you. Thank
1800s,
you.
or no, my gosh, girl, you do it all up.
I do the whole, we'll do another one where I am actually
Yeah.
in that
Oh
piece.
yeah, we will.
That's
Oh
this is
yeah,
just a
we will.
teaser. This is the 250th anniversary celebration sweatshirt, but I was in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania today, and we were with the Amish today, so I kept it kind of low key today.
Yeah, because the Amish, they don't want to see you all looking like you're coming from the 18th century,
Exactly.
Victoria's Secret
Yeah,
style.
coming at them. So
Yeah.
I just did the humble, I did the hat, and I did the sweatshirt. So
Yeah.
it worked out well.
Speaking of hats, look, Molly gave me this hat. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, how much do we love it?
Yeah,
It
we're
looks so good.
twins. I
Yeah.
have the same one,
We're all,
and
yeah, she has exactly. I like the hat that she had
yeah.
on, and she's like, I have a gift for you.
Yeah. So 2 days ago, we went to the store and they still had it. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
how
Jelly
lucky am
Bells.
I, right?
That's
It's so
Jelly.
awesome.
So
Yeah, there's Donna. So Donna's my stylist. So
hi, Donna.
yeah,
How
how
are
do you like
you?
this hat, Donna?
And I love her style, girl.
Yeah, yeah,
Good.
and it
Well,
was not super expensive, we like
mm,
to get a good bargain.
that was a
She
Beals.
got a
Whenever
really
they were the seals were Bill.
skills from
Bills.
Beals.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
All right, I knew you were getting a hat, says Donna. Donna knows everything.
She's my my hat twin?
Yeah.
We have the same
Well,
hat.
we do.
Be on, I'll be like, I have that. I
Like
have that.
every time,
Check.
I'll like,
check.
hey, I have that hat. I have that hat. So
Exactly.
now we really always have that
We're
hat.
twinning. I
Yeah,
love it.
we are twinning.
Girl.
All right, let's see. We've got some people watching. It's hard to see with the lights like
I
right in the
know, I
way
know.
of the thing. All right. Anyway, do
Yeah.
you want to sit down or
Yeah,
how do you want to do it?
sit down,
Okay,
just talk.
we'll move you guys over here and you can see this amazing museum that we're in.
There's just so much here in
And
Saxonburg.
so much. And it's so interesting. Like everywhere you turn, there's just something to see. Let me get my camera down.
And when we have people come and visit us, Jelly, they are amazed when they open the door at how vast this museum is for a town as small as
Yeah.
Saxonburg.
It's big.
But we pack a wallop.
Yeah,
They
it's
say we
like
pack
all
a wallop.
behind me, you guys. It is really big for a small town museum. It's like there's our big museum in Pittsburgh is the Museum of Natural History.
Yes.
Now that place is big.
Yes,
I mean,
it's big. It's
but
big.
but this is just one room,
Mhm.
but it
And
is
this
like
cozy.
so much
Mhm.
information
So much
in
has
one room.
happened here.
Yeah.
That's why I just love it, and I love to live it and breathe it. And I actually graduated from high school at Knock High School.
Oh, I know Knock. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and actually, what started me into the love of history and really embracing Emily Roebling, my teacher in seventh grade, Ralph Goldinger, he was actually writing the book about Saxonburg, and I would help him do his notes because I had such an interest in it. And so that carried on with me, this love of history. And I was 12 at the time. So of course, I was a kid and he passed it on to me. Now he passed away. Now I feel like I picked up the torch in a little sense of the word and trying to carry it on to the next generation because it's so important for the children to realize about our history, local history, and how important it
And
is.
that's how it
It has to
happens.
be,
And
yes.
you have to get people interested in
Exactly.
it. And the best way to do that is tell the story.
Tell the story and make it living history. That's what
Mhm,
we were discussing.
mhm,
The museum here in Saxonburg, I don't want it to be behind glass. I want you to come here. I want you to feel
mhm.
it and actually experience it and become a part of it. And that's what history
Exactly.
is about. And that's how we can pass it on to the future generations.
Exactly.
So, mhm,
So I wanted to talk today
yeah.
about Emily Roebling and how she met her husband because that is such a great story. And then we need to read some love. We need to read love letters.
Yes, we have the deeds. We have the
Yeah,
deeds.
big time. Well, not all of the
Not what
deets, but yeah.
we have some of the deeds that were put, let's just say, published into a
Yeah,
book.
we can actually like really let the imagination work for
Yes,
you. So
that's what
let's
we're
talk about
about.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you go ahead.
Perfect.
Tell us about it.
Well, I'll just jump in with Emily. As I stated, John Roebling founded Saxonburg along with his brother. They invented the wire rope right here in Saxonburg, actually feet away from where we are sitting,
This is John
and
Roebling,
that's
by
what
the
we got, the Brooklyn Bridge and many other bridges as well. And there's so much history with the Roeblings, but we'll focus on Emily today for the most part. So after John Roebling did invent the wire rope, he moved his business to Trenton. And
Trenton, New Jersey.
yes, yeah,
Oh,
Trenton,
okay.
New Jersey,
Okay.
because of the accessibility, and they were more capable of having the factories built.
Oh,
So it
okay.
was born here, carried to Trenton, but we do also have bridges in Pittsburgh that the Roeblings had built as well.
Yeah.
So it's all around us. We're encased with it. So it's a wonderful story. It's just like a warm blanket around us.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
history.
big time.
So he did move to Trenton, and his son Washington Roebling at the time was also a civil engineer. And then the Civil War had happened, broke out. And of course, Washington went to serve. He served under many battles at Gettysburg and throughout. He was a civil engineer, so he would go out ahead of the troops to build the bridges to carry the cannons across. Being a civil engineer, that's what he did. But he did survive some of the most bloodiest battles in the Civil War history.
And that's amazing at the
That is
time.
amazing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what would have been gone if he would have perished?
Yeah.
Or
Oh gosh, think about it.
there wouldn't have been an Emily.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There wouldn't have been a bridge probably as well.
Right. Well,
So he did survive, and his commanding officer was Gouverneur Warren, who just happens to be Washington Roebling's older brother. Now, Gouverneur was a very special type of brother. He saw at a young age that Emily had the spark, the tenacity, the hunger for learning. Now, this was a time where females, we weren't permitted to go to school and further our education beyond the basics. We were taught to sew and stay home, but he made sure that she was educated in engineering, in astrology, in languages. and he made sure that she had that gift to carry on because he saw that spark, whether it had been his little brother or his little sister. It happened to be his sister. He respected her for that, and he made sure she was educated. So he knew that Washington Roebling would be the perfect match for Emily Ward. So if there was a cotillion military
Matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a fine catch me a catch.
Oh, yes.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book and make me a perfect match.
Good on, Jelly. So you're
Yeah,
singing with us.
right?
We're both singers, so it's
So
just
that was
happened.
we were gonna start the show with a song about that one of our favorite
Yes.
songs, and your favorite song too, Billy Joel's song.
Billy Joel.
So we were gonna sing that to you, and then I totally forgot
I did
about it.
too. We just started
started. Oh,
But that's what happens with us. That's why
that's what we do.
I love Jilly
Yeah.
so much. We just kind of go up
The
a
two,
different
we were so peas in a pod.
We are. So
So
they're gonna
yeah, you guys might get a little confused.
yeah. So sometimes even we'll talk over each other because we have the same thought coming out. So just roll with us. The twin
Yeah,
factor
we
going
have
on.
this twinning thing going on,
Exactly.
but it's so
Love our
great.
adventures.
Love it.
Love
Oh yes,
We
many
have a
more
lot of things
adventures.
planned for everyone. So
Yeah, because we met each other later in life.
yes.
And that's a shame because of all the things we could have done. So
We could have gotten
great
into
job.
jail.
Oh
Oh,
my
oh,
gosh.
and good things. Good
Yeah, all
good,
good things.
good things.
Because we're good girls,
We're good girls.
Yeah, we are.
Comes out.
We really are. And we do especially love the good girls who came before us, like Emily
Yes.
Bling, who actually wasn't that good of a girl, but no, she was in
Good
her
girl.
she was a good girl, but
Tenacity.
let's say she was a normal woman.
Normal.
She was just a normal woman.
I would look at her as an Abigail Adams,
Mm.
almost as an Eleanor Roosevelt being ahead of
Mhm.
the time in politics.
Mhm.
You'll learn about Emily was involved in politics as well.
I
with the
did not.
women's-
I like can't wait to learn all
There's
about Emily Roebling. I love this.
it's such a
I
wonderful
think
story.
it's so great for women to hear stories about women like Emily Roebling, especially, back in the day,
Mhm.
and how we can relate to these women
Oh, we can.
because they were in a lot of ways
Mm.
just like us.
Just like us, just a different time period and different clothing. That's why I
Exactly.
work with the Girl Scouts as well and the young girls to try to bring them into the fold and introduce them to engineering. Even though there's still the stigma that girls science, no, they should do this, they should be teachers. No, yeah. Girls should be engineers, girls should be astronauts.
Inventors. Yeah.
Everything, invent,
Love it. I love
be
it.
who you are, embrace who you
Mhm.
are, and move forward with it. That's why we're still continuing the story of Emily Roebling.
Although I must say,
Mhm.
if you want to be a mom
Of
and a
course. Oh,
homemaker,
definitely.
then you should do that. And you should not have to feel like you have to do all the other things. Because one of the things I think the greatest accomplishment of my life
Mhm.
was raising children.
Of course.
But then I am proud that I went on to raise
Mm.
myself afterwards.
That's a good way to put it. I love that. Is that in your
Yeah.
book?
No, but I like it too. But
It's
you're right.
really in the book.
But I am writing about that right now.
Okay.
So yeah, it is kind of like a
You
thing.
raised
Yeah.
children, now you
And
raise
then I raised
yourself.
myself, and I'm, I'd say alone in this life, but I'm not alone. I never feel like I'm alone. I always have the Lord with me for
Yes.
one,
Mm-hmm.
but also the people that I meet now, it's just like all along my way. They're just
Everyone out there
ev-
becomes family.
these guys.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, these guys for
he
real.
talks so highly of all of you. That's why I'm so glad to get to meet you all doing this and
It's
doing more
it's
podcasts.
true. You guys are my family and you're wonderful.
Yes.
And I do talk about you a lot because you mean so much to me.
We're all on God's journey, and He just puts us into our lives at different parts of the journey. And He brought us together later in life,
It's true.
but it was for a purpose.
Always for a
And here
purpose.
we are.
Here we are.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's get through we matchmakered ourselves out, and we're
Get our
gonna
song.
move along. I'm gonna put the camera here on
So
on
our
Molly.
matchmake.
All right.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Juvenor Warren, who was Washington Roebling's commanding officer. He knew that these two would have a spark, intellectually compatible and in different ways compatible as well.
Mhm.
So they were introduced at a military bar in Trenton, New Jersey. So instantly, and I know you're going to think, la la, fairy tale, blah, blah, Molly, what are you trying to sell us here? What kind of bill of goods? But no, it truly was. And we have the letters to prove it. They saw each other. There was an instant spark. And beyond that, they started talking. And
Chemistry.
chemistry, that baby could not be denied. Even back in the day, it just shot across the room. And they talked, and he respected her for her knowledge. And it was also, this would make a fabulous wife, but not only a wife, a partner.
He liked everything he saw.
He liked the whole package, Jelly. He wouldn't change. Well, he wouldn't mark one thing off. He loved the whole package. Her look, her intellect, and her tenacity, and her spark and her drive.
We should all find a soulmate
Yes,
like that.
and a partner. You don't
That's
walk
right.
behind, you walk right beside, and that's literally how they
Exactly.
were.
Amen.
And he did. He respected her. And we'll get into the letters a little bit later, some of the love letters. And the biggest confirmation he had, and you have to remember, John Roebling, his father, was a staunch German, of course, old school German. He introduced Emily to his father. And John Roebling is quoted as saying, Washington, you marry her, make her your wife, and bring her into this family. Because obviously, John was thinking the intellect that would be carried on to his
He saw an
grandchild,
asset.
he
Yeah.
saw an asset.
Yeah.
So he had the stamp of approval from his
Wow.
father. And that meant something in the day with John Roebling
He
because
was a
John
keeper.
Roebling, he was a tough cookie. You know, you had to be back in the day. Do
Absolutely.
what he
And he
accomplished.
was German, and
Germans,
that is not just a stereotype,
ex-
it's a real thing.
and it speaks also for John as well, not to want him to have. I don't mean to just to give his stamp of approval for anything. And when you read about John Roebling with Emily getting that stamp of approval, it truly meant something. So when
Mhm.
if you're interested in reading the history of John Roebling as well, for him to give his stamp of approval,
She's writing a book about it, so
yes.
just wait for that.
And I'm also a children's book. So
Right here,
and guess who's going to help me? My
right
girl,
here.
right here, my girly girl. She's going to walk me through everything. So that just shows how important it was when they were married. Now he did go back to war, and that's where luckily we do have some of the love letters saved. Now, she had his love letters written to her, but being a gentleman, Washington burnt the letters that Emily wrote to him for her let's just say reputation. I mean, they were in love, so they might have been a little flirty and everything.
They were sexting,
Oh, they were
Molly.
sexting back in the day. What would you call it? Back in the day,
Yeah,
sexting, just
yeah, it was
the pen and
sexting.
quilling.
Yeah,
Let's say
they were
quilling.
quilling.
They were quilling,
Oh,
right?
I like
I
that.
like that.
Oh,
There we go, quilling.
yeah.
Quilling, I love
Yeah,
that.
they were quilling.
They were quilling. They were thrilling and quilling.
They were quilling, but they weren't chilling because they were quilling.
That's right. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. You
Yeah.
got it, girl. Blow
Yeah.
that up.
Wait,
That's
when you
awesome.
guys see the two of us together,
Yes.
oh,
Well, yeah,
like
as
falling
we
over.
fall on each other. No.
Oh, but we're like creating all the time. We
Oh,
like
yes.
all of these ideas. This is why you need friends that you can riff off
Yeah,
of.
exactly.
'Cause
And it's just natural and we'll talk over
yeah.
each other. It's probably annoying for you guys and we
Mhm.
apologize. But this is how we are. We're real. We're not trying to sit here all staunch and say, and yes, and now Jilly, how do you feel about
Yeah,
that, my dear?
this is not CNN,
No,
by
it's
the
not
way.
CNN. No, no.
It's the Peach Report.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
It's us.
All right, I'm gonna let you go.
Yes.
I mean, keep going. Keep going with
And we're
Emily.
rolling.
Yeah, and we're rolling.
So they were married, and actually it was a double ceremony along with Washington's believe sister was also married in a double ceremony.
That's so cute all together.
Yes, yeah.
Aw.
Used to do that a lot back in the day, the double wed,
Oh.
because they would sometimes marry.
And it's
It was
expensive and get the
expensive.
families
Let's
together,
all get
like,
together.
do it
Exactly.
all up. Yeah, it's a good idea. I
So when
like
he
it.
came back, they were married after
Mhm.
the war, and
Mhm.
luckily we kept Washington safe, and he came back to Emily. It's just such a love story. And if you can tell, sometimes I just go when I talk
Nice
about it
too.
too. It's
Huh,
emotion, and
huh.
when you're here and you feel the actual history, it just is overcoming sometimes. So they were married. Now, as a honeymoon trip, they came back, and all of a sudden, we're starting to work on the Brooklyn Bridge. John Roebling, her father in law, is giving this greatest acknowledgement and ability to be able to move forward with making the Brooklyn Bridge and inventing it and moving on from there. As
The
they're doing
first steel
the
cable.
first steel cable, and the reason steel cable was invented, what John Roebling saw that the hemp bridges, as we have the actual replica.
Steel
See,
cable
we
right
need business. Let
here.
me show you
This
this.
thing is heavy.
Very heavy. Yeah,
Just saying.
their whole
Yeah,
send up. You can if they can see like the
yeah.
little ends in there, how they're all intertwined. That's what the key was. He invented that ability because the hemp bridges were actually.
Got it from rope.
Mhm,
Mhm.
they came from rope and they were also in the United States. So he invented the actual wire rope to withstand the wind and be able to hold the weight of the bridge. So that's And it's also, this is a good weapon. Anybody breaks into the museum,
Seriously.
coming at you, John Roebling
Yeah,
style.
yeah. I love it. I'm coming at you, Roebling style.
Roebling style.
That's a good one.
So
Thing that is
isn't that
heavy.
amazing?
Yes.
So he was commissioned to build the Brooklyn Bridge. As he started doing this and doing the work, he was actually standing on the concrete, and a barge actually crushed his foot, John Roebling's foot, and it was crushed, and he had to have 3 toes amputated and infection set in. And being a stubborn German, he refused any kind of medical treatment. He thought he knew best.
Oh,
Hot water, salt water. And we know what happens if you don't treat infection. Tetanus
was
set
that
in.
the end of him?
It was the end of him. He died a very painful death of lockjaw. And Emily, yes, lockjaw, one of the most painful deaths that there are. And Emily Roebling did take care of him because they lived there while they were building. They were married and they were living there. And we lost John Roebling.
Wow.
So what happens? The Roebling name is on the line. What do we do? How do we move forward? Well, luckily his son Washington Roebling was also a civil engineer, and he worked side by side with his father. So he was able to take over the construction of the bridge. And as they were doing that, Washington would go down below into caissons. If you're not familiar with what
As
those
the
are,
caissons go rolling along.
over
Over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail as the caissons go rolling along.
One more time.
Do 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 more beer.
More beer. 1, 2, 3, 4, more beer. That works too. I think our version better.
I know, right?
But you can tell,
I just
we just roll into a different lane. It's okay.
oh they yeah
Grab the wheel and,
it's
we're trying, but we're both like
yeah
doing this.
yeah well that's what we do
That's what.
anyway.
That's
Okay, I'm
basically what
sorry. Back to the story.
back to the story. Well, he went down in these caissons, and he's
Yeah, what's a caisson? What is a
Well, let's see what a
caisson?
caisson is. It's a large cylinder made out of wood that would go beneath the water, and they would actually, you got to remember, this is back in the day. We didn't have all the equipment we were blessed with today. They would actually put the dirt into buckets and lift each dirt out.
Whoa.
Isn't that amazing? Can you imagine
Yeah.
and they were trying to dig to put the beams down into the ocean. Well,
It's like an ant doing that. I mean,
oh, it's
that is
amazing.
insane.
When you think about what, and we take for granted, like we have a drill,
Yeah,
what they do with a hammer,
yeah,
with digging, they had to do by hand.
by
There
hand.
wasn't Caterpillar or anything like that out there. It was just
And buckets, like,
in
and how
buckets,
big were those buckets?
just
Huh.
like the bucket
They
we're
couldn't be
drinking from.
that big because they
No,
had to handle them.
exactly. They had to
Wow.
hoist them up.
Mm-hmm.
So they were down below, and supposedly a fire broke out.
Ooh.
And he stayed down below because you have to remember the Roeblings were boots on the ground type men. They were right with their workers. They would do nothing that they wouldn't do themselves. So he was down there working with his men, and a fire broke out. And he stayed down longer to make sure the fire was extinguished. But during this time, they did not know back in the day, but to be submerged that long underwater, the bends sets in.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So he was underwater too long, and many men did die during this. He came up.
Nothing could kill this guy.
No, no, this guy kept going. The sun just kept walking on.
Unbelievable.
And men did perish, unfortunately. And
So he was sick though.
he was so sick. Oh, Jelly. He had his eyesight was diminished. He was
Mhm.
bedridden. He could not walk. He had partial paralysis as well. So he was bedridden. And where they lived was right, you could look right out their window and see the bridge being constructed. And as I point off into the distance, I'm looking
Yeah.
at the bridge. So he was bedridden. Now, you have to imagine what happened at this time. He was disabled.
But he's still supervising the bridge.
He could still supervise the bridge somewhat from the bed,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still in the Roebling name.
Mhm.
Well, rumors got out that Washington was injured. Now, you have to remember, this was a time that there were other companies wanting to come in and take it over. I mean, the hard work was done.
Sure.
John Roebling already.
Cutthroat.
Oh, cutthroat. And remember, they had to go to Congress for the money
Mm.
to have this commissioned. So, of course, there are people knocking on the door and ready to stab in the back to take it away from the Roeblings. So, first off, we lose John Roebling, perished. He passed away from tetanus.
Yeah.
Washington Roebling is now incapacitated.
Mm-hmm.
Now we come to Emily Roebling. Emily Roebling steps in, and along with Washington, she takes over the day to day with working with a bridge, but also she was a socialite. So she could go to Washington and talk to Congress and kind of just schmooze them like you have to do in politics back then.
Mhm.
Nowadays, you have to know how to talk the talk and walk the walk. So she could do that. And she reassured them that it would be okay, that Washington was all right, it's still in his hands. But actually, she was the one that completed the Brooklyn Bridge without Emily. And she was boots on the ground, or as I say, heels on the ground. She had to be there. She was at the job sites carrying the orders, actually doing the mathematical equations for the weight distribution of the bridges. Since her brother Gouverneur made sure that she was educated, she went in knowing how to do this.
Mhm.
And as a matter of fact, quick little back note, for their honeymoon, guess where they went? They went back to Germany to learn how to build bridges, to study civil engineering over in Germany. That's where they spent their honeymoon.
Wow.
That was their honeymoon, Jelly.
Wow.
Let's go to Germany and
Yeah.
learn how to build bridges.
Learn
But
how
you know what? They were Roeblings and
Thank God
Wards.
they did that.
No, they did.
Mhm.
But actually, something else, when they were over there, she was carrying John Roebling, their son, and she fell down a flight of steps. And we almost lost Emily. She hemorrhaged. She was bedridden. The Roebling family nursed her back to health, and after giving birth, Emily almost hemorrhaged many times, and they thought she was going to perish as well, giving birth to their son John. But fortunately, she came through it. Woman, gave birth and came back to
Well,
work.
those Roeblings,
Those
all
Roeblings,
of
those
them,
Warrens,
yeah, and the Warrens. Oh my
mhm.
gosh, yeah, that's great.
So that was a little backstory
I
about some of
love
the
that. Yeah.
engineering that they learned. That's where John sent them for their honeymoon, was to go back over with family, learn more about the engineering, come back and use it for the Brooklyn Bridge. That's when John was working on it by himself. He sent the newlyweds to Germany to learn.
But how precarious is life when you think
Yeah,
about it? That like just on the whim
on the
of the
women,
Lord,
the Lord,
it's
exactly,
he's calling you home or he's not.
exactly. And
So,
think about the boat trip that they took. Anything could have happened.
anything.
And she was pregnant on that boat trip.
Insane.
So a pregnant woman, how we complain about, oh, I'm car sick or whatever.
Yeah.
She was on one of those boats going to Germany, pregnant.
Yeah.
So once again, it was a different time.
Help
It was, and
help
like you
people.
said, God's hand
Mm-hmm.
was guiding her over there to be able to give birth a healthy son, John, and to save her life, and to bring them here to continue on the legacy of the Roebling family.
So
Hmm.
young John was born in Germany.
Yes, he was. He was born in Germany.
Wow.
Hmm. She was bedridden until he was born. He was born in Germany. Mhm.
Interesting. But he was still an American
Oh,
citizen.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And now Washington was born here in Saxonburg to John and his wife.
Right.
And of course, Emily was born in Trenton, but their son, John Roebling the second, grandson namesake, was born in Germany. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of history that comes from him and through the generations. The Titanic.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yes. Did
Titanic.
we know that there was a Roebling that perished on the Titanic? You would not know that from the Titanic movie, but there was, and he died. He died a hero. And can I tell a little bit about him?
Please do. I
Okay.
love the Titanic story.
Okay. Washington Augustus Roebling II. That was Emily Roebling's Washington's namesake. This was not Emily's husband that perished on the Titanic. This was his, I believe, cousin, but don't quote me on that. So I just, but it,
But if you're gonna give a baby a good name, it's John
you're going,
Roebling.
yes, you're going to go with Washington and
Oh yeah, Washington
Washington.
Roebling.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. And George Washington, we tried to
Also
through there.
Washington, what a great
Yes.
name. Yeah.
So he actually, his engineering skills went towards not the rope building, but engines. He was inventing race cars in the time, and he was actually overseas with his partners showing the race cars. Now, can you imagine if he didn't perish on the Titanic as a hero? And we have documentation from the families, the women that said how he knocked on their doors and put them into the lifeboats and their children, and reassuring them they would be okay. You have to realize the Roeblings were as rich as the Carnegies, as rich as any of the families in New York at the time that
Yeah.
perished on the
They would
Titanic.
have to be.
And he went down as a gentleman,
Wow.
and they said how kind he was, and he kept the children calm and kept the
Mhm.
women calm, putting them onto the lifeboats.
Him and John Jacob Astor, he did the
Yeah,
same thing.
Astor,
Mhm.
yes, exactly. There's so many heroes on
Yeah.
the Titanic,
Yeah.
and the prominent families that were saving women that were their maids,
Exactly.
but they still had that in them,
They did.
women and children first.
They did,
And they
and they
died
all
as
died.
gentlemen. And
Mhm.
that's what the woman said.
Guggenheim too, right? Yeah.
Yes, the Mellon, the Carnegie, oh,
Yeah.
so many families.
Wow.
Macy's, the families, oh,
Wow.
so many families. But it's documented that they wanted, he, that these women that were saved wanted to know, to tell his family that he died a hero and offered them
Of
compassion.
course he did.
And of course he did. And he did. But can you imagine if he would have survived? the Roebling family in car engineering could have rivaled Ford.
Ooh, we would be driving
Roeblings. We
Roeblings.
would be driving Roeblings because there's the Roebling
Yeah.
roundabout car that we are trying to get a copy of it in our 250th parade here in Saxonburg for our 250th parade. But that was just a little sidestep that, and we are doing a dinner in our museum, a Titanic night, and we're honoring Washington Roebling II for the sacrifice he did for the Titanic. We're gonna have a candlelight dinner in here as a celebration
I
of his
love
life.
that. I've written a lot about the Titanic and I
Oh,
actually have a book that a friend wrote about. Or
really?
well, no, it wasn't my friend that wrote it.
Mhm.
It was from the newspaper.
Oh.
I gotta get
Get
this
it
book
to
to you.
me.
I
I
get it to you.
please.
It's really good.
Thank you.
Like accounts in newspapers
Mhm.
and he just republished it.
Really?
Really interesting. Yes, I
Oh,
will set you up.
oh, yeah, and let everybody know about that
Yeah.
too, because
I
anybody
will.
with a interest in the Titanic, that would
Mhm.
be something for them to look
Mhm.
into.
So is it the 100th the anniversary of it?
Well, it's the
Or
250th
200,
anniversary of our
right, 250, yeah, right,
and
right.
Saxonburg, we're doing a huge parade, and we're
Yeah.
going to honor the Roeblings in the parade, but we're actually, fingers crossed, that the History Museum has a actual car that Washington Roebling created, so we might have it in our parade here in
Oh,
Saxonburg.
that's so
Wouldn't that be a
exciting.
great get, everybody? Any car enthusiasts out there? Anybody with a love of history? Anybody the Titanic? To just know that Washington Roebling, if he would have survived, could have possibly rivaled Ford, the Chevy, everything. It's just amazing.
Saxonburg Roeblings. And when I
Mhm.
was showing them actually this morning, I was in Butler and I said, the
Okay.
Pullman was invented here,
Yes,
the car.
Annam Jeep.
And the Bantam Jeep, and we went, saw a whole thing. Jeep's gonna be 90 years old in the next
We have some history
5
with
years,
that
is it?
too.
So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we're
So
actually bringing some items. We actually have we 7 months ago we lost the Bantam Jeep factory. I'm sure you talked about that.
I actually didn't,
No, oh,
but yeah,
which
it
do a whole
burned down.
story on that. It
We
burnt down.
yeah,
Just
but I
kind of
did hear about it.
it
Yeah.
we lost the building and I was crying like a
Mhm.
baby because I felt that history and crying like a baby. Actually, right outside here, we have stones that we use from the Bantam factory as paver stones. They were just
Wow,
installed yesterday.
that's amazing.
And we have a connection too to the Bantam Jeep through the Roeblings as well.
Of course.
Of course we do. That's what I'm saying. Of course
Mhm.
we do.
Of course we do.
This is Donald Roebling. I don't know if that shows up backward or whatnot.
Here, I'll show
Yeah,
them.
okay.
Yeah, I'll turn it around.
This is Donald Roebling. This would be Emily Roebling's and Washington Roebling's grandson. This is Donald. He lived in Florida, and being a
Florida.
Roebling,
Mhm.
they had there if there was a problem, they would find a solution for it. They had that engineering mind. Well, the hurricanes would hit and people would be stranded, as you know, Jilly,
Oh yeah.
in Florida, and we didn't have the capacity to get to them in the day. So they would be stranded. Now he said, we need something that can go on water and something that could go on land to rescue people. He invented the first amphibious vehicle.
Amazing.
That's where his engineering capacity came from. That's where he went in his direction. And he was awarded a Medal of a Merit Honor from Congress because that was used in World War II. And it was invented in 1938, I believe it was.
Oh
And
wow.
so we have pictures of his vehicle here that we're also honoring. But he was a civilian. He wasn't in the military. He just saw a problem, found a solution to save lives. Amphibious vehicle. Then it was adopted into the military. 2 years later, the Bantam Jeep was invented by civilians in Butler, PA, which Jilly spoke about earlier.
Mhm.
So by Donald Roebling inventing the amphibious vehicle, other civilians became involved. What can we do? How can we help the war effort? The Jeep was invented. So we have that connection as well through the Roebling family and Butler, which is 7 minutes away from right where I'm sitting right now. The history here is just amazing. And it all started with John Roebling to Washington and Emily Roebling. But if Emily didn't take over and complete the bridge, there might not be a Roebling legacy because another family would have stolen it. They would have claimed it. Saxonburg would not be known for the Roeblings. Sure, they invented the wire rope, but if somebody else takes it over and completes it, they would get the recognition. But when the bridge was completed, it took 10 years after Emily had taken over the completion of the bridge. She crossed the Brooklyn Bridge in a carriage with her son John, and she carried a rooster.
What?
Our rooster, a live rooster. I'm telling you, Emily, if she did it big, girl. Exactly. She did it big. a rooster was a sign of victory.
Oh,
It
really?
was a sign of victory to cross the bridge. Yes.
Ah.
And so that's why the rooster, something that I,
Mhm.
yes, there's
She loves her roosters.
we love
Yeah, yeah,
roosters.
yeah, I
So
love
there's a whole
roosters too.
story coming out that my Jilly's helping me complete.
Mhm.
So we're working on that as well. But something else so interesting about the Brooklyn Bridge, she was friends with P.T. Barnum. And she
Oh,
said, she
wow.
was friends with
Okay.
P.T. Barnum. And she said, PT, we need to prove to people how strong this bridge is, regardless if she would have taken it over or men, whoever. We need to show the public how strong it is. And him being a showman, of course, PT Barnum had 20 elephants walk across the bridge to
Oh
prove
my
how
God.
strong it was. Can you
That's
imagine the
amazing.
sight of 20 elephants crossing the bridge back in
That's
the day?
so cool.
And he was very good friends with Emily Roebling.
Wow.
And he respected her also. He respected her mind. He respected her marketing
Well,
skills.
clearly he trusted her with his elephant.
Exactly. You think he wanna jump out and go down? I don't think he
No,
was jumping
that
for
would be
stay. Yeah,
horrible.
exactly. He
Yeah.
would have lost it,
Yeah.
but he had faith in Emily, and he said,
Yeah.
"Emily, how can
That's
we do
pretty
this?"
amazing. Yeah.
To have a faith in a woman, and
Hmm.
he respected her business acumen, he respected her everything. So they were friends. And if anybody's watched The Gilded Age, I don't know if have you watched The Gilded Age?
I don't watch
I
television.
know you don't. Well, you have to pull this up.
Okay.
Anybody that watches television and has HBO, or
It's on
you
HBO.
pull it up on YouTube, I'm quite sure.
Okay.
They actually do a segment on Emily Roebling. It was
Oh,
the Gilded Age of all the prominent
and well,
parents,
they should.
as they should,
Yeah.
and it actually gives her flowers now, acknowledging what she accomplished doing the bridge, completing the bridge, and it's actually shows her with Washington, and the opening of the Brooklyn Bridge was beyond belief. Even for today's standards, what they did, the fireworks for the opening of this bridge was just one of a kind. So
Really?
if anybody has access to the Gilded Age, just punch in Emily Roebling episode. I want to say it's Emily 3. I can't. I'm not. Don't quote me, people. Go. You can check it out for
Yeah.
yourselves on YouTube. But yes, the Gilded Age Emily Roebling, and you can actually see what they wore back in the day, and look and see, and then you'll see when I wear my outfit next time how comparable.
Oh, she looks like Emily
Thank you.
Rowling. Like for real. Like
Thank
you
you.
guys, I gotta show you this picture. Hold on.
Hmm.
So, and by the way, Molly made all of these that you see. This is Molly's work.
Hmm.
But like this, these clothes, Molly has these clothes,
Hmm.
the hat, everything. And she looks just like that. I just gotta show them what
Yeah,
it look
thank
like.
you.
It's amazing.
Thank
Just
you.
saying.
I love
It-
showing it off.
It's so different than how she looks
It
right now.
looks so casual today.
Yeah, like if you ever see Molly doing her shtick, like,
Yeah.
and then you see her now and you're like, whoa,
Is that the
this is
same girl?
not the
This
same
isn't her.
person.
Yeah, you brought in a ringer here.
Yeah, yeah, really. But she does everything and she literally looks like she stepped out of a history book.
And I try to do
Yeah.
everything to
And
make
yeah,
Emily proud.
yeah, she definitely would be proud of you.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And Emily Roebling, she didn't just stop with doing the bridge. She went ahead on, and she could not practice law because women were not permitted, but she had a law certificate. And the reason she pursued that was to help women with their rights with their husbands, with
Oh,
their
wow.
children. Because if you didn't have a voice, you didn't have a seat at the table. So she pursued that legal degree, not official, but she was able to help women pursue their rights concerning their children or their well-being and whatnot. She became active in the women's movement.
Was she a suffragette?
Yeah, she was involved with that. She was,
Mhm.
and her colors that she wears the yellow and the purple as a symbol. She actually designed her own gown that is at the Smithsonian, and it's a design that,
They're loving you, by the way.
oh, they are
Your comments like this is wonderful. Yeah,
so much.
everyone's learning from you.
Thank you, and I hope you feel my love for Emily and the museum coming through to you, and that means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Like I said, this is my first time, so thank you. I appreciate
You're
that. Thank
doing
you.
great. You're doing
You
really well.
girl
Yeah,
power, girl.
yeah.
You got this. So her
Emily would be so proud
oh,
of you right now,
gives me
honestly.
goosebumps
Yeah.
because she was an inspiration to me, and I know she helped in a small way build because when I realized what she did when I was in 7th grade, then to see, well, a woman could do it. Well, why can't I?
What women do we look up to today? You know, it's like it's hard to
Hmm.
imagine a woman like Emily doing the things that she did.
Right.
And then we have someone like,
Mm.
I like who? And I know there are some, but I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head, like
Yeah.
really making a difference like Emily did.
I think it's a different they don't stand maybe in the future, they will stand out more so Emily didn't get her
Yeah,
flowers either
that
back then,
good point, good
and these
point.
women
It takes you hundreds of years to be recognized.
should have good leather on
Right,
these
and
girls.
that is so sad.
It
We
is.
women,
Right, and
you know,
Nellie Bly,
yeah,
she was a reporter, of course, and
that's
she was
reporters. Oh my
mhm,
gosh, yeah, you
Nellie
think about it.
my Nellie
Yeah.
I have her book in here that have her
Right.
girls that I'm trying to reach out to the Girl Scouts. I can't reach it right now in case you think I'm reaching out to
Yeah, she's good.
shot.
Yeah.
But Nellie Bly also, and it escapes me, the woman that invented Kevlar only lives 25 minutes from here.
Oh, I didn't know
Imagine
women
how,
invented Kevlar.
oh, I've been doing all this deep dive research, also solar panels. There was a woman that invented those as well, but it was buried.
Okay, so
Okay, it
we
was
have our
buried.
see, that's the thing.
Mhm,
It does get buried,
it
and a
does.
lot of times you don't realize behind every great man,
Exactly.
there's a
There's
woman.
a woman, and we need to stand beside each other. So
Yeah,
that's what's
take it
important.
away on that.
But that's why portraying Emily Roebling, I'm learning all of this other history of other women that have contributed. So it would be my honor to portray Nellie Bly.
Well, she had to have high-powered friends.
She
I
did.
mean, you don't hang out with
Mm,
losers
no,
when
no,
you're
no.
Emily Roebling.
No, she had high powered in the government as well.
Wow.
That she fought for the Roebling legacy. Let's see, my tooth. Roebling legacy to actually preserve the Roebling name. So she was not only a socialite, she was an intellectual. So you can be anything, girls. You can be anything you want. You can be the greatest scientist or the greatest astronomer, you know, the greatest mom, the greatest housewife, whatever you want to
Mhm.
pursue, it all has equal value. You just
Mhm.
follow your heart. It was just back in the day, we weren't permitted to follow our hearts as much as we can
That's
now.
true.
But whatever contributions women give to history and to their families, nothing's more important than nothing stands above it. Whatever you choose to do has great importance. Whatever you do.
But there will always be someone behind you trying to steal
Oh,
your thunder.
that is so
That's a
true.
real
That
thing.
is so true. That's why you have to. I always say, and it's a quote, and I don't know who says it, but it just always stands with me. Be your own voice. Don't be the echo.
I love that.
I
Yeah,
tell the Girl Scouts that all the time. And like I said, Emily Roebling didn't have a seat at the table. So what did she do? She built her own table.
here we go.
So that's what we have to do as women. And there's so many men out there that do support us and they totally get it. And they're like, hey,
Yeah, and without Emily's brother, she may never have
right.
attained
Without
her
Gouverneur, that was
greatness.
his first name was Gouverneur. That's a different
Yeah.
name that we're not used to in our time period. But Gouverneur, he saw something in his sister that he didn't see in his brothers. You know, they were all educated, but he saw something special in Emily that he made sure that she had the education they had. So without a Gouverneur, there wouldn't might not be an Emily.
We might have to make a movie about her.
Oh, I already have it
She's a
started.
so we're doing it. We're
I
doing
already have.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm learning film editing and everything. So
Well,
let's
Kelly,
make this happen.
it's our time. We met later in
Yeah.
life, but
Yeah.
now we have these
It's a real
talents that
thing.
we've acquired, and we're still
Mhm.
learning. Every day is a
Mhm.
learning process.
It is.
And when you stop learning, you know people that just stop learning.
Yeah, the ones that just like disappear into
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
hoarder house
Right.
and never come out,
The ones with
watch television all day
you
long.
know, the ones with attitude like, well, I know more than you do. It's like
Mm.
people, if you're not learning every day,
Yeah, what
that's
do you
God's
do?
journey.
It is.
We learn from each other every day,
Exactly.
and we're all
To
on
the
that
very
path
end.
to the
Yeah.
very end.
Yeah.
And our legacy, we just determine how we want to be remembered and what we leave for the future. And it's our journey. We're all on a path. It's God's path.
Well, that's a really good point, and also something that I have been, like, really thinking about lately is how we all carve our own paths, like
Hmm.
you say, but we see visions for ourselves in the future,
Hmm.
and we decide where we're gonna end up, and if your life is bad and I understand that things happen that might be out of your
Oh,
control,
definitely.
but God has a plan, so it kind of is it's up to you how you react to
And
things.
it might not make sense in the moment, and
Mhm,
you're banging your head saying, God, why'd you do this to me? Why am
mhm,
I going through this?
mhm.
And it's hard in the moment to breathe and say, there is a plan. And we feel if you're going through something like that right now, and you're like, but why is it me? And we've all done that in our lives. No one is perfect. There is a plan. And just trust in Him. And even in the darkest of times, there is a purpose for it. And you will get through the other side. And it's all in His plan. And we're just on His journey.
Well, there's
Mhm.
that, but there's also
Mhm.
your own journey where
Oh,
you
yes.
also can think about things in a positive way.
Mhm.
Like something happens and you know the plan,
Mhm.
but you have to look for how is it part of the plan
Exactly.
and how will it serve me? How
Mhm.
will it benefit me when something really bad happens?
Yes.
It's so often we want to just crawl into bed and not
Mhm.
come out. But the truth of the matter is, when something really bad happens, it then gives you the opportunity to react in such a way that
Mhm.
you tell everybody who you are.
Exactly. And your true colors come through.
Every
And even
time.
though your colors might be a little faded, when you're feeling a little faded, those true colors come through. And if you're a good person, it'll shine through.
And you
Mhm.
choose that.
Yes, you
It
choose
is
it.
your
It is
choice.
your
So
choice.
that's something that you can always
Yeah.
control.
And you're in control of your path. It's just how you react to it,
Hmm.
how you use it, and how you move forward, and who you help along the way. Yeah, your journey affects everyone's journey, but you're in control of your journey.
It's the butterfly
It
effect.
is the butterfly effect.
And when we talk about women like Emily Roebling, it just reminds me of how the butterfly effect is so important. Like we wouldn't know this or we wouldn't know that, or maybe we would,
Mhm.
but from another way. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, from a different perspective that
Yeah.
might not be able to touch as many people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing when we're looking at each other and shaking our heads like, yes, yeah,
Well,
it
people are
goes deep.
sometimes like, what if this happened? What if that happened? And you can
Mhm.
say, well, yeah, that's interesting to think about, but that's what really happened.
Exactly.
Why did it happen like that? I don't know, because it did.
It did. It did.
So,
And it's just our choosing of how we decide to handle ourselves and move forward and control our destiny and
exactly.
be strong and move forward through it.
Yeah, and one other thing that I want to say is in regards to getting older,
Mm.
because I'm 60.
55.
Okay, I don't
Hmm.
know if you wanted to say,
I'm
but
hoping.
well, yes, I mean,
I'm hoping everybody.
I'm like
55.
super happy that I'm still alive. So I'm like, yeah, I made it to 60 and that is super
Yes.
great. And I'm still upright.
Oh my God.
But that's the thing though, is when you get to be this age and you look at your life and you
Hmm.
think, what do I do now in order to kind of cement a legacy?
Hmm.
Even if it's grandchildren and actual people, but
Hmm.
also the things that you do. And that's why I always want people to think about writing their life stories, because everybody has a good story. And there is no better way to provide a legacy than to tell
Your
everyone
life
about
story.
it?
And like, look how your stories affect so many people that you don't even know about, Jilly.
I know, you're right.
And when you think
Yeah,
about it
right.
that way,
Hmm.
and they know that out there, how
They tell
Jilly's
me all the
stories,
time,
how
all the
her
time.
stories, which are amazing, and that you
Yeah,
share them with
yeah.
me, share them with them in the world, the impact you'll never even know about how you help somebody, Jilly. Yeah. I'm just proud to be your friend, your sister.
I love her. She's
Look
so
at us.
great. Yeah.
But we're
We're
real
Mutual
people.
Admiration Society
Exactly.
over here, which
Exactly.
you need. You
Yes.
need to have friends who mutually you admire them and they admire you.
Mm-hmm.
And those people who maybe are not doing so well, we can lift them up too with prayer
Hmm.
and with the knowledge that you don't always have a great day, but every day can be great. You
Hmm.
kind of have to choose how you're going to react to the things that happen to you.
Hmm.
But when you get older, it starts to be a little bit like, oh, what am I going to do? And everybody,
Hmm.
my parents are gone and my husband's gone and,
Who am I?
and
Who
who,
am
yeah,
I?
and who am I
You
exactly?
you were a wife, a caregiver. Well, then if something happens and you lose that, well, who am I? What's my identity?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you started
You to raise yourself.
right, and you were
Yeah.
raising that
Yeah.
is great.
We were,
Raise
yeah,
yourself.
talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
You have children and like you go through the whole mother thing, but really you realize that you are being raised too, along with your children.
Hmm.
And we're always growing and learning and being different. And when we're in this time of life now where we're kind of, I don't want to say we're looking at the end because I don't feel like I'm anywhere near dying, but it can certainly happen
Right.
at any moment. God could call me home, and I'm
Mhm.
not that I would have any problem with that.
Exactly.
But I don't want that to
Right.
happen. I'm just saying,
It's all
if
in his
it's His
time.
will,
Right.
it's His
It's
will.
will. Hmm.
However, when you get to be this age, you do want to think about things that you've learned that you can pass on to others. And I think that's why God gives us grandchildren,
Exactly.
because we have to
Mhm.
pass on our knowledge to the next generation. They don't just grow up just, it doesn't just come by osmosis, it
Exactly.
it has to be laid down from us to
Mhm.
them in a kind way, in an interesting way, in a way that makes them know that you'll benefit by knowing
Mhm.
this.
Oh, exactly. And I was never blessed to have children of my own, but I didn't understand that at the time. Of course, you question. But now I feel like I'm everybody else's aunt or mother. Maybe they come from a home that isn't that good. And I could recognize that and help. Wherever I can help, that's what I do. So I'm like everybody's aunt. And that's helping kids.
Yeah,
And
that's
now
how it works.
and that's how it works. So
Mhm.
for any of you out there that, never had children, weren't blessed with children and think, well, why wasn't I? There's a purpose. Be involved with the Girl Scouts. Be involved out there. Look out for your neighbor's children. You're serving a purpose, and it's all his plan.
Mhm.
It's all his plan.
Because sometimes being a mom is not cracked up to be. It's a really hard
So
job.
hard.
Yeah. And I like look at people who never had kids and I'm like, oh, yeah,
Hmm.
this is
Hmm.
why you've got that smile on your face.
That extra little thing in my
Yeah.
step.
Well, it is difficult
It's
because
difficult.
nobody can cut you down to size like your own kid,
Ooh, that cuts the
yeah.
quickest.
Oh,
Something.
yeah.
Ooh,
They'll take you right
they'll
downtown
take
to
you
the
down.
ground,
Yeah.
but
They'll just club you. You won't even know.
really,
Exactly.
they'll just give you one of those looks like you're going outside like that. Like you used to like at
Yeah.
them, but they didn't
Mhm.
care. Now
Exactly.
you're like, oh, what
And then
is?
you just stand there
Yeah,
like, why?
yeah.
I see it all the time with my friends. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's a weird time for us right now as we're getting older and all of our kids are having their own children and we're just kind of all hovering, like waiting, going, so now you're gonna see what it's like.
here comes
Now
payback.
you're going to understand. Yes, here goes payback.
Remember those late nights not calling and not giving a phone call? Oh, now look.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, just the 2 a.m. feedings,
Oh, yeah.
just that you get to do that now. It's
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
It's
All
fun
that.
and
That
exciting.
background stuff. It's
Yeah.
not
But
appreciated.
but as a grandmother, you don't really have to do that.
No,
So you just get all the good
you're just
stuff.
the one that gives them
I
the,
know. So excited.
yeah, you get all the good,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like, let the mother, yeah.
But the same thing with not having kids.
Mhm.
You do get all the good, I mean, you don't have to see them in their meltdown
No,
modes.
no.
You get to see them when they're learning and when they're
Hmm.
engaged because you're the one
Exactly.
engaging them.
Yes,
So
exactly.
that, we do need, that's why I think a lot of teachers don't have kids. Have you noticed that?
That's why I said what I said. It was for that purpose. So
Mhm.
they can have them during the daytime to help teach them so they can
Right,
send them home to the parents.
right.
And they are parents in a
Because we
sense.
all work
So
together.
it's and you know what? It
Yeah,
does take a village.
it really does.
It does.
Yeah.
Because think about it.
Hmm.
That's why I said I watch out for kids when they come here to the museum or the playground. I'm always watching if someone falls and the parent's not there. I can offer a band-aid or offer, whatever I can do to help. So that's just out there for, women that have never had children, men that have never had children. You can help others, not actually have your own child, but be the aunt or be the uncle. That's what I always
Well, even something you're doing that helps too is just telling them about people like Emily Roebling.
inspiring them to be trying.
Especially little girls,
Mhm.
because it is true that women are discouraged
Yeah,
from achieving.
exactly.
And sometimes when they achieve, their achievements are overlooked or
Overlooked,
stolen
stolen.
all
Oh,
the
that's
time,
oh,
all the time.
read.
Mhm.
You would be a
And a lot of women will just go back off.
right.
Okay, you want your accolade, you go take it.
Yeah,
Because you know what? In the end, it doesn't really matter
exactly.
because there's only one that we're playing to, and
Exactly.
he's up there and he knows what you do. So let
Mhm.
them steal from us. Let them call us
Exactly.
names. Let
Exactly.
them do whatever they
Do the
want.
worst of the
It
worst
really
too.
doesn't matter when you have the love of Jesus
Ah,
Christ.
you know the true
Just saying.
meaning and know the
Yeah.
journey and accept that everything's in his time and he knows the real you.
Hmm.
That's what matters. And I try to
Exactly.
teach that to the girls, people making fun of them.
Mhm.
Bullying. That's something huge that we deal with.
Well, that's what we deal with on the beach report,
Yes,
getting bullied by the trolls. But
exactly.
it is all in how you handle
It
it.
is.
And like
Mhm.
I was saying to Molly that she, she wants to do podcasting,
Yeah.
which she dang well should, because you are hitting it out of the ballpark today.
Oh,
I feel like you're doing my job. I'm just sitting back and just
well,
let you go.
that's a
It's
compliment, but
so
thank
great.
you.
No, it really is. You're really good at it.
Thank you.
And you're gonna do really well. And you guys are gonna be able I will keep you, posted on where she lands.
Okay.
You do a YouTube channel or whatever, and we'll have to
She's gonna help me land,
yeah.
like, softly.
And you
Help me.
guys can help her too, you
Thank
know?
you.
We share our audience,
I feel honored to be part of your family here.
you are
I
always
love
part of the
that.
Beach Report,
Thank you.
and she's been on the Beach Report many times as one of you guys, so, you know, yeah,
Wonderful.
when you see her, you can say hi next
Yes, I
time.
would love that. I
Yeah.
just love talking to everyone. This is great. I love it. This is a
Mhm.
good outlet for me. I have creative energy, so my ramblings I hope you appreciate, and it's all for it's going towards a direction. I promise you. Sometimes we go in a little direction, but the story's good.
Yeah,
Right.
and sometimes we just break into song.
And we break into song, and sometimes we start laughing too.
We do that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
'cause we're a little crazy
we do.
in a good
Yes,
way,
in a
in
good
a
way
good way.
always.
All right, do we have more that we wanted to talk
I
about here?
was good. Did you want to talk about?
I wanted to read some love
Oh my
letters.
goodness, you do the reading of the love letters. Let's see what we have here.
Yeah, we thought this would be really fun to read to you. Oh, they're thanking you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Now, like I said, these letters are
these are
what
love letters.
he wrote to Emily because the ones that she wrote to him while he was serving in the military during
During the Civil War
Civil
in
War.
the 1860s and 1864.
So if
And
you have Civil War lovers out there, Gone with the
mhm,
Wind, this is a real
I
love
know these
story.
guys love history like that. I took
Good.
the Gettysburg last year,
Oh,
and I think I
really?
might take you guys again
Can I come actually with
because
you to Gettysburg?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, let's do
yes.
it.
Oh my gosh, it'll be some fun to have you in
You're coming
Gettysburg.
along with us, guys. Now, along the way, can you imagine what
Have you
happens?
been to
Oh,
Gettysburg?
yes. Oh,
Oh,
oh.
I was really there for it wasn't the first time, but it's the first time as an adult doing the
Mm-hmm.
beach report.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just so taken by the fact that the streets
Mm-hmm.
speak, that everything about
The
that town,
energy.
the Civil War is alive in
Oh,
Gettysburg,
yes.
and every like the artifacts are there,
The energy.
the energy, the people, the buildings, everything just speaks to you. You learn about the people,
There is
you
so
learn about what happened, and it's blows my mind.
any
So
of you that have been to Gettysburg, the spiritual energy you feel there is overwhelming.
I think you guys felt it through the show when I did the beach report. I
Yes,
mean, it was
it
just
probably came right through to
a
that.
little boy stopped me in the middle of my show, and he's like looking like he's coming from the like
Mhm.
1800s.
Oh,
You remember that little 10-year-old boy? And he's like, "Are you a YouTuber?" And I said, "Mm, yeah." And he's like, "I always wanted to be on YouTube." And I'm like, "Okay, go ahead." And we were asking him about ghost stories,
yes.
and he turned out that one of his grandfather
Mhm.
was a like that they built the house, and I'm like, I felt like we were talking to the ghost
Oh, it does when
of a
you
Civil War family. It
when
was
you
so
when you when
amazing.
you go to Gettysburg,
Yeah, they
the
loved it.
ghost
Yeah.
encounters that you will have there, the spiritual I've had them personally. I would love to do a podcast with you talking about my personal
This is
experience
gonna be fun. Yeah, we
because I
gotta
have a
do that.
lot and have documentation too. So if we do
Mhm.
go to Gettysburg, I'm sure we will
Not
encounter.
if, when.
Okay, when we are
When, because
manifesting
I
when.
have to go with you.
Okay, everybody want us to go to Gettysburg together.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
have such a
You
good time.
guys
I love for you
give
guys
us a
to come.
thumbs up if you want to go back to Gettysburg, but
Excited.
this time with an expert
There we
because
go. Well,
we're getting hearts. Yeah, put
oh,
up the
thank you.
hearts
Oh,
so
that's
that
good.
Molly
We get
can
hearts.
see it.
Oh, I see
And
hearts.
yeah, and speaking of
Yeah,
hearts, so
heart.
we're gonna read you some Civil War love letters because how interesting is this?
And Washington referred to Emily as Emmy. So
Emmy.
that's Emily, of
Okay.
course. There you go.
Okay. You are my guiding star. Lieutenant Washington A. Roebling, Sunday evening, March 27th, 1864. To Miss Emily Warren, Cold Spring, New York. Think about me, dear Emmy, when you go to sleep tonight. I have before my mind's eye a vivid picture of a certain young lady as she stood in the parlor with a sort of half disconsolate air, watching a young man putting on his gloves and being watched by a certain married lady, who
Mhm.
thereby spoiled the proper demonstration of affection due to the occasion. Wow.
Wow, I
Oh,
know.
can only imagine. That's like a little steamy there.
Hmm. And for back in the day, can you imagine?
Yeah, right?
Scandalous.
Yeah, and that married lady was like, "Oh, what's happening?"
Exactly.
That's funny.
Exactly.
They're probably like, "Hubba hubba,"
Hubba hubba, baby.
Okay, here's one from March 30th, 1864 to Miss Emily Warren from Lieutenant Washington A. Roebling. Oh, how I wish I had just one of those sweet kisses that you can give.
Oh,
Oh, my lips have fully recovered from your attacks and are in
attacks.
excellent fighting trim to receive you.
Yeah,
Sounds like she was a kisser. She was the kissing bandit.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's why I said,
attacks.
"Hi, girls and guys out there,
He
you
had to
kiss
recover from the
her
attacks.
attack, not her passionate
No,
advances, it was her
attacks, her
attacks."
attacks. Here's another one. This is April 1st, 1864. I notice now that the oftener I write, the more I want to write, and then your dear letters only add fuel to the flames.
Ooh,
Oh, and we're going
that's
to talk about that
right.
in 1 second.
Mhm,
I have often wondered how two lovers can be true to each other if they don't know how to write.
yep,
They must believe in each other with very blind faith. You know, darling, that your presence always made me feel so good.
mhm,
A kind of contented feeling pervaded me if you were only near me. It was not necessary to say anything.
mhm,
Perfect silence was as much companionship as the liveliest chatter, and as that state of mind only exists when there is a perfect accordance between two souls. Such,
mhm,
I feel, is the case with us. Isn't it with you, dear Emmy? It is needless to put the interrogation because I would bet my life you will say yes. Oh,
They knew each
he
other
knew, yeah,
very
he
good.
knew what she wanted. My happiest hour in the day is in the morning when I first awake. Oh my goodness.
Mhm. Yeah, they're going there, right, girl?
I turn over, then on my face and just lie for about an hour, half dozing, half dreaming. And vainly trying all the while to cheat myself into the belief that you are near me. Oh my. He
Really?
writes, oh my.
This is before the internet.
Yeah. He would be good on the internet.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying, you could
If you only were, it makes me sad to find nothing but a great big pillow. But one thing is certain, for however, that I now only look upon other girls with an eye of comparison to see wherein you excel them.
that is great.
Not one possesses that amiability, those mouth, them tooths, that eyes.
Told you.
In fine, no one loves me as you do. That's the real secret, is it not, dear fun aside?
Mhm.
Okay,
Wow.
so he burned her letters.
Yes. These letters were what he wrote to Emily Emmy. Now, she, of course, her correspondence, he would burn.
I think
Bec
he was waking up and reading those letters.
Yes. So he would have those. Now, this is confirmed through his sister Elvira that he burned
Elvira,
Oompa.
Elvira.
That's where our name came from, everybody, back in those days. That's where we got Elvira Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah, that's a
So
good song.
his sister confirmed that he confided in her that he burnt Emily's letters to him because they were a little bit too provocative and did not want them to go into the wrong person's hands and to honor her reputation. But this was talk between people in love.
She was a good writer.
She was a very good writer. If they burnt them, you know she was a good
She
writer.
was real good.
Right. Right. She just set those they probably just want to flame after he read them, right?
Yeah.
So that's when
Yeah,
I
he
said,
was like getting out the matches as soon as he read the oh, I better burn this.
"Nobody wanna be behind me reading this." So when I said that they had a love affair, and it wasn't just something fabricated like is often done, it was a true love affair.
And it was a spicy
It was
one.
spicy.
But here's the thing,
Mhm.
they were not like throwing it out there to the world. It
No,
was super
it was
private. It
between
was between the
them.
two of them.
It was something special.
And now us.
And now us, and now you,
Yeah, now we all know,
we
but
all know.
at the time, and
It was
he burned them because he didn't want
out of
all that.
respect,
Yeah,
out of respect
yeah.
for his Emmy.
Now, if
Mhm,
that had happened 100 years later, he'd have put you could put them out and sell them
mhm.
as like dime novels or
Oh,
dime
yeah.
novels,
Right,
yeah, back
right,
in the day.
right. But look at the double standard. It's okay for him to talk
Yeah,
like this, but back then, if a
yeah.
woman had spoken like this, what would she have been labeled?
I have a feeling that she spoke a lot more candid than he did.
Oh,
Or maybe
yes.
he burned those letters too.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to be seen as saying these things to a woman, to his woman.
What
I don't know. It's so fun. I'm gonna read you one
one
more.
more,
Okay.
one for you.
Hey OG. Okay, so this is Saturday night. Ooh, another Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody.
Yes,
I got some money because I just got paid, and how I wish I had someone to talk to. I'm in an awful way.
Bum, 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 bum.
So this is how Lieutenant Washington A. Roebling was feeling on this particular Saturday night,
Yes.
April 2nd, 1864, to Miss Emily Warren. Don't it strike you that we are remarkably alike in our sentiments? If you write anything, I am sure to have written the same thing that same evening. Don't you think so?
Mm.
Pray don't fail me, darling. I put my faith in you. You are my guiding star. Good night, sweet guardian angel of my existence. 6 years ago, I dreamt 3 nights in succession of a veiled lady who the spirit of my dreams told me would be my helpmate during life. The face I did not see, but months passed away before the impression wore off.
Amazing.
Need I say that I feel more and more convinced that you are the one thus foreshadowed? Kiss me good night before I go to bed and give me one embrace, darling. Your wash.
Isn't that amazing? And he went by Wash.
That's beautiful.
And what did it say? Not a wife, not a but a helper, someone
Helpmate.
helpmate, a
My
helpmate.
helpmate in life. Yeah, it wasn't as somebody who would,
Condescending.
yeah, it was like a partner. Yeah, somebody that they would go through life together.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
And they faced all adversities together, through life, losing his father during the Brooklyn Bridge and her stepping in. He had faith in her. She had faith in him that they could complete the bridge. She put her reputation, her family name on the line, convincing Congress to stay with the Roebling family. So she was sacrificing also. The Warren name was very well known as well. And she was putting it on the line to preserve the Roebling family legacy and her son's legacy for the future as well. And as we can tell, also the legacies of their family throughout the generations, what contributions they made.
These are the real famous people.
Exact. Thank you. The celebrities we have nowadays.
They're nothing next to this.
No.
You know?
No.
Oh, great. You can read a script. Good for you. Dan. Slow clap.
Slow clap. You're right.
But we have women like Emily Roebling coming from this tiny little part of Western Pennsylvania
The
and
Roebling family.
literally changing the world.
Exactly. Exactly.
Gotta love it.
Literally one brick at a time, building a bridge to the future. And
Mhm.
I often say that Emily helped with the completion of the Brooklyn Bridge so women could cross the bridge, figuratively and
And if
literally.
it wasn't for her, it never would have happened.
It never would have happened. It would have been taken away from the
Mhm.
Roebling family.
Yes, that's right, Bill. We are all God's
All
children.
God's children.
Yeah.
And
So that said, now we have a song to sing because we kind of practiced it before. So yeah, get your lyrics out.
bring the
You
lyrics up.
lyrics. It's okay.
I sing Patsy Cline too, so and you'll hear me singing Patsy sometimes.
Crazy.
Oh yes.
I'm crazy for feeling.
Here we go.
All right, here we're gonna
Okay.
switch gears. Okay.
Excuse us, my allergy attack. Here we go. Ready? And usually we're talking
Okay.
over
All
talking.
right, all right, here we go.
Hesitate. Here we go.
She can kill with a smile, she can wound with her eyes, and she can ruin your faith with her casual lies. But she only reveals what she wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She can lead you to love, she can take you all evening. She can ask for the truth, but she'll never believe you. And you can take what you give her as long as it's free. She steals like a thief, but she's always a woman to me. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time.
Yes. Oh, and
She never gives out, and she never gives in. She just changes her mind.
There we go.
She's frequently kind, and she's suddenly cruel. And she can do what she pleases, she's nobody's fool. And she can't be convicted, she's earned her degree. And the most she will do is throw shadows at you, but she's always a woman to me.
Oh, wonderful.
That was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good for
Yeah,
finding out.
yeah, we did pretty well here together. Yeah. I mean, she's looking at the words and I'm not, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sometimes I'm wrong, but
I'm usually always wrong.
Yeah.
Allergy attack, but I think we did pretty
Yeah, and the allergy attack didn't hurt
good.
it.
No, this was just a
Good.
cold, good
Yeah,
guy. So
yeah,
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 good.
yeah. So get ready for more shows with Molly and me. And Molly's going to strike out on her own soon, and I will keep you guys posted.
Thank you.
So you can also follow her antics because you will learn a lot hanging out with Molly.
Oh,
She's like
thank you.
history, and also inspiration.
Oh,
Because
really,
it's so
thank you.
important that you actually go out, learn all this stuff. She's also great with graphic arts. I was telling her when we work on her book, I'm not gonna have to do very much at all. She's doing the
cute.
cover, she's doing everything
You.
by herself.
And I just started this for anybody that's afraid of computers. I just started this probably 9 months ago. So for our age, if you're afraid to jump into it, I'm teaching myself. So any compliment Jilly gives me, it's just something I'm learning new. So
Well, kind of like I taught myself. Well, we have a little, our friends help us, of course,
definitely.
but I taught myself to
Mhm.
publish books because, I have this feeling like I don't want to ask anyone else for help. I mean, I can ask my friends for help, but
Right, right.
I want to be able to do everything
Mhm.
myself. Like I saw somebody in a writers group that I belong to,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Here, let me design your cover." And I thought, let me teach you how to design your own covers,
Yeah.
so you can do it yourself because I feel like a book cover is so personal,
Oh, it is.
and you
Mhm.
definitely need help from other people,
Mhm.
but you need to do it
Your
yourself
heart is your.
to where it is,
Mhm.
to where it gets to the point where you can give it to other people and say, "What do you think of this?" And
Mhm.
they'll be like, "Well, I think your font could be a little
Mhm.
bigger or whatever." And you
Mhm.
go, "Okay," and you can
Right,
incorporate that.
right.
But
But it's your heart coming
you
through. It's your
start it,
work. It's your
yeah.
word. Everything. It's you.
So Gretchen, thank you so much.
Hi, Kristen.
She just put up my .com
Oh,
website.
you.
So yeah,
Some of those.
it's a good
Yes.
a reminder that Jill does
Yes.
sell books.
Yes, she does.
And yeah.
She's back now. I've sent her.
So yeah. So thank you. So anyway, please go to my website, jillbooks.com. I am a publisher, a little boutique publisher all by myself.
I love.
And I published my own book.
Yes.
Do You Think About Me on My Birthday is my second book that I published. The first one was Like It Was Yesterday, A Journalist File Since 9/11.
Yes.
And then I published this book for Joshua Daniel Hayes called Still Standing. I know they're all backwards looking to you right now, but go on the website and you can get more information there.
Mhm.
And buying books from me is funding the future books that I will write and publish with other people too. So we all need a little bit of help on that.
Yes.
Since we're not Amazon, I
No.
don't put anything on Amazon. And I quite frankly think that the individual at this point, we really have to help each other
Oh,
because
definitely.
everything they're doing now is to try to take everything away from us. I
How they
won't let it
attack
happen.
mom and pop stores or
Yeah.
our main
Yes.
streets.
AI is they are literally stealing information from people's brains.
Exactly.
Like I heard something about how the companies that are doing AI will hire somebody to teach the AI. And it's like
Hmm.
10 years ago, they got $45 an hour.
Okay.
Okay. Today, they're lucky if they have $5 an hour. Like they have yes, they taken away everyone's pay. They did the same thing to me, like on Facebook. 5 years ago, they started paying people, and I was making about $1,000 a month with all of the things I posted and all the shows I did, and I earned it. I worked hard
Right.
for it. But now I do the same amount of work, and I make about $2 a day.
Wow.
So
See, that's insane.
it is.
What's coming from us is from your heart, your soul,
Mhm.
and your
And
life
it's real.
experiences, not a
Yeah,
computer.
exactly.
You know, you have to be able to touch it and feel it and
Exactly.
live it, and a computer can never do that.
No, and AI will not take anything away from the beach report. I will
Mhm.
always be live, and I'm not by the ocean right now, but when
Exactly.
you see the ocean moving in the background, then you know, like, yes, sometimes I do the green screen if I
Yes,
have to,
right. But the
but in
majority are
general,
actually on the
the
beach.
beach report
Mhm.
really is the beach report.
And we go to
Just,
Gettysburg. We'll make a
and we go to
trip.
Gettys, yep,
It will be
it will
Gettysburg.
all be real. So
And talking to real people when we interview people, it'll be real
exactly.
people, not just a green screen with
Yeah.
whatever they do now.
And that's why I want to help you do what I
Yes.
do, because
Yes.
we need all of the people who are real like this to
Mhm.
remind the kids and the younger
Right.
people that there are real people, that there always were real people,
Exactly.
and that the computers don't have anything on us.
And
And
we're
they
trying to
lie
get the
half the
kids
time.
off of this
Yeah,
and come to
that
the
too.
museums and explore history and
Oh
go
my
to the
God.
beach and actually go to the beach
Actually go to the beach. We're,
instead of just looking
yeah,
at a picture on their computer screen.
exactly. I think it's
Experience.
so
It
important. Real
is.
life, real people, real
Mhm.
experiences.
I do.
So this is
Yeah.
why we do the beach report,
Get all sentimental here
and why
with
why
you.
Molly's gonna
Yes.
do something that just,
So
the,
excited.
in a different way, but
Mhm.
it's gonna be so important. I think that right now it behooves us,
Mhm.
those of us who are in our 50s,
Mhm.
60s, 70s right now, to talk about the past.
Exactly. Or where's it going to go?
Exactly.
It'll be fed into an
Mhm,
AI, and you won't
mhm,
have hands-on experience, just like going to the beach. When you go to the beach, that's just you
mm.
bring everybody with you to the
I
actual
do.
beach. And
I
here's my
do.
phone ringing. Oops, and I will shut that
Uh,
off, people. I'm so
You have to
sorry.
go.
No, it was
Okay.
actually just the borough manager here, just probably seeing how it went for the interview today.
Well,
So
there we go.
he can wait. He can wait. We're
Well,
busy.
I think it went so well.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Everything that you've done, and the new things that you've taught yourself,
Yeah.
we can always learn at.
And I thought I could never teach myself how to do anything with a computer.
I know it's hard.
It's hard. So don't give
And
up
it
on
takes
yourself.
time, and it's not easy, but it is worth it.
Exactly, and dedicate find something you find a passion with and just move forward. And
Mhm.
just be yourself doing it and love what you're doing. Yeah.
And when you love what you're doing, you
Mhm.
don't work hard at all because it's a
Exactly.
passion. Gretchen just said words have feelings associated with them. AI can't figure that one out. You need a
Thank you,
human.
Gretchen. It is so
Exactly.
true. That is so
And
true.
Bill just said Amazon, they do not treat their help fairly, and they put a lot of money and a lot of mom and pop stores out
They
of
do.
business. Exactly. That's why I don't sell my books on Amazon.
No, no.
I don't want to work with them.
Hmm.
I don't want to contribute to the downfall of
Hmm.
my civilization,
Exactly.
which is what's happening.
That's just like our Saxonburg Main Street here.
Mhm,
We still have our shops, but so many other main streets have fallen to the wayside. But we're
mhm,
trying to preserve history. And with
exactly.
AI, they're probably going to come hard and heavy for even our Main Street. And we're
Hmm.
trying to save it. Can you
Hmm.
imagine?
Yeah. Yes. And who doesn't even try, you know?
Exactly. And
Hmm.
supports buying local and
Exactly.
buying from Jilly, who doesn't go to Amazon.
Right.
Support her with what she's doing because we're all in this fight together. It's
We are.
fighting the good fight and
Ex
taking care of each other.
exactly, and it doesn't have to be a lot, you buy one book, it's like you would go out to dinner and spend more
Mm-hmm.
money than that, or join my members group or whatever, but, I'm not, doing shameless self-promotion just
No,
for fun. I do it because it
comes from
is
your
really
heart.
important, and
Mhm,
it's not even just that, it's
mhm.
that I do believe in what I'm doing, and again, that is why I want you to do it,
Thank you.
because I believe in you.
I would have never even broached this ever without you. So see, it's continuing. Now I will continue it on to someone else. So it's
Yes, you will.
paid forward.
Yes, you will.
Mhm. Thank you.
So these guys say it was very nice meeting
Yeah,
you.
nice meeting everyone too. Thank you so
And you
much.
will see her again,
Yes.
clearly. And like I said, we're all going to support her as
Mhm.
she embarks on her own
Thank
journey as a
you.
podcaster
Thank you.
in teaching history. Not doing this just because we want to look pretty and use filters and be different
Exactly.
people in front of camera. We really don't care.
These are who we are.
This is,
This
we're just ourselves, right?
Mhm.
It's just us. But what we want you to know is who you are and
Exactly.
where you come from
And be proud of
and
who
be
you are. Mhm.
exactly.
And what's our saying? I don't know who quoted it, who said it. Be the voice. Don't be the echo. Be your own
Be the
voice.
voice, don't be the echo.
Hmm.
I love that.
And if you don't have a seat at the table, build your own
Make your own
table.
table.
There you go.
Bingo.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you,
This
my
is really
sister.
great today.
Thank you.
And thank you to all of
Yes.
you for joining.
Thank
Oh, you're here from London. Oh, Zach, you're gonna have to watch the replay because
Yes.
this show is
Oh,
we've been going for 83 minutes.
really?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I
Doesn't
know. It
matter.
just no, it was like
We'll
that.
have to do this again. And thank you again, everyone,
I
for
know it.
watching. And
Yep, and participating
yes.
and learning.
And the hearts. Thank you for the little hearts I saw going there. Thank
See
you
you
so
later
much.
day.
Thank you. That meant a lot to me.
All right,
Thank
you
you.
guys, we're gonna say ciao for now, and we'll see you on the next beach report.
Thank
So have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Oh, Gretchen says you would have your first follower right there.
Gretchen. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
because
Thank
Gretchen
you.
loves history,
Oh, good.
and
Good, good, good.
she's one of my
I see
favorite.
hearts going. Thank you,
They're
whoever's
the
doing that. Those are cute. Thank you.
All right, you
Thank
guys
you,
are wonderful.
guys.
I love you guys.
Oh,
All right, ciao for now, everybody.
wonderful day.